Archangel Michael says, only 9 minutes remain, and someone you deeply love, who now lives in heaven, has been pleading with all their heart for this message to reach you. I am here now to deliver it to your soul in the quietest, softest, and most sacred way. This moment is not by chance, and what you are about to feel is not ordinary. You were meant to open this now. Your heart has been yearning, even silently, for something more, something tender, healing, and holy. Heaven has heard you. This is not an interruption. This is an embrace from above. Type 1111 if you agree. Somewhere in the stillness of eternity, a soul who once walked beside you now rests in the presence of God, watching you with unwavering love and hope. Their voice, though no longer heard with human ears, has not fallen silent. Every breath they once took on earth, every glance they gave you, every prayer they whispered for your joy and safety, it all still lives. It moves through the spirit world with urgency, asking God and His angels to carry light into your darkness, to cradle your heart, and to fill your days with signs that you are not walking this journey alone. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you always keep God first. When you sat alone in your room and the quiet felt too loud, when your hands trembled from burdens you couldn't name, and your tears soaked into your pillow long after the world had gone to sleep, heaven was closer than you realized. That person you miss, whose absence still aches like an invisible wound, they were beside you in spirit. Their love has not died. It cannot. Love born of God is eternal. And right now, their deepest wish is to remind you that you are loved, guarded, and remembered in places beyond this world. You may not always feel the warmth of God's presence in the way you want to. Life has made you carry things that should have broken you. There are days you smiled for others when inside, you felt like you were falling apart. But even in those moments, your pain never went unseen. God was watching. Heaven was listening. Jesus, in His kindness, was holding your spirit with such gentleness that even your own heart couldn't recognize how close He truly was. What you've been through, the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the lonely seasons, the prayers that seemed to go unanswered for too long, it was not wasted. Nothing is ever wasted in God's hands. That person in heaven who loved you so dearly is now one of the voices crying out to God for your restoration, for your healing, for your breakthrough. They know your soul. They recognize your quiet bravery, and they are not ashamed of how long it's taken you to heal. In fact, they are proud of you. They are proud that you are still standing, still believing, still hoping for more. What if 7 minutes of sound could end years of financial struggle and replace it with freedom, prosperity, and peace? This ancient frequency, once locked away in secret government research, is now changing lives everywhere. Imagine bills erased, doors opening, and sudden windfalls flowing into your hands. But every delay is wealth lost forever. Click the link in the video description and comments below to switch on your money wave, and claim abundance today. Right now, as these words find you, something divine is stirring in the unseen. This is not just another message. It's a whisper from God. It's the softest touch of Jesus on your spirit, reminding you that He has never forgotten who you are, and He has never stopped writing your story with love. There are things ahead that will make sense of what has felt senseless. There are blessings coming that will rebuild what was stolen from you. There are moments of joy waiting to embrace you in ways your sorrow could never imagine. Type 1414 if you believe in divine protection. The one in heaven who called you their own, be it a mother, a father, a sibling, a child, a friend, they have been permitted to send this reminder from the heart of eternity: you are not abandoned. Their love did not end the day they left Earth. It expanded. It became a prayer that never ends. It became a song your soul hears in the quiet moments when your eyes fill with tears, and your heart longs for something more. You are still their heart. You are still held. If you've been weary lately, if the weight of life has made you feel like you're slipping beneath waves too deep to rise from, Jesus wants you to know you were never meant to carry all of this alone. He is stepping in now, not with loud signs or grand gestures, but with a steady hand, a quiet peace, and a presence that stays. He is with you in every small breath, every gentle moment, every crack of dawn when your soul silently pleads for another chance to feel whole. And this, beloved, is one of those chances. This is a sacred turning point. Heaven has leaned in. The love from the one you miss, joined with the mercy of God, is wrapping itself around you like a gentle wind. Don't rush past this. Stay here. Let it touch you. Let your heart soften again. Let your tears fall if they need to. Jesus understands them. God collects every single one. And through it all, you are being led into something more beautiful than you've ever known. You are not here reading this by accident. This is not random, and this moment has been prayed into existence by the same soul who once comforted you with their words or their presence on earth. Now, they comfort you through whispers to God, asking Him to wrap His arms around you in ways that can be felt, even when life grows cold. Their longing for you to be comforted, to be held, to be healed has reached heaven's courts, and now I stand here, delivering what they so deeply wanted you to know: God has not left you. Jesus is still walking beside you. And love, pure, eternal love, is still flowing your way. Sometimes grief doesn't show up as tears or silence. Sometimes it shows up as long nights where your thoughts are heavy, and your chest feels tight, and your heart quietly mourns what others can't see. Sometimes it comes in waves, crashing without warning, leaving you gasping for air and trying to pretend you're fine when everything inside feels broken. But even in those silent storms, you are not forgotten. You are not unseen. God has been with you through all of it, whispering peace even in the middle of your confusion. There have been moments when you've asked in your heart if they still think of you, if they're okay, if they've forgotten the bond you once shared. And though you may never speak those thoughts out loud, heaven hears them. God knows the ache behind your smile. Jesus knows the heaviness behind your strength. And the person you miss so dearly wants you to know this: they are okay. They are more than okay. And they are with God. In His light, they are whole, and they are filled with joy that words cannot explain. But even in that joy, they still remember you. They still love you. And they want you to live, not just survive. Type 1515 to receive peace in your soul today. You were not meant to carry the weight of loss alone. You were not created to go through life numb, tired, or pretending that you're not hurting. That's why this moment matters. That's why their soul cried out to heaven for this message to reach you in time. You still have breath in your lungs, which means there's still beauty waiting for you. There's still healing that will reach your deepest wounds. There are still moments ahead where you will smile again, laugh without guilt, and feel love without fear. They want that for you. And so does God. Stay until the very end, for heaven has been pressing to share this truth with you today. The road you've walked hasn't been easy. There have been days when your courage was quiet and invisible to everyone around you, but not to heaven. God has seen you hold it together for others when you were falling apart. He saw the days you didn't think you'd make it, and yet you did. Not just because you're strong, but because you were being held. Angels were near, even when the room felt empty. The Holy Spirit was whispering hope into your heart, even when your own thoughts drowned everything out. And that loved one in heaven? They have been part of this too, loving you from eternity, interceding for you to receive peace and comfort and joy again. You've grown in ways you may not even recognize. You've survived storms that should have broken you completely. And though you may not always feel proud of how far you've come, heaven is proud of you. God is proud of you. And Jesus, who carried the weight of the world for your soul, has never once stopped believing in the beauty of who you are becoming. There is still purpose in your days. There are still songs to be sung from your heart. There are still prayers that will be answered, not just for others, but for you. Let these words settle into the quiet places of your soul. Let them hold the hand of your grief and remind it that healing is not betrayal. Joy is not forgetting. Moving forward is not letting go of the love you shared, it's honoring it. It's carrying their memory into a future that still has gifts and blessings designed just for you. Jesus wants to walk you there. And your loved one in heaven wants nothing more than to see you rise into all that God has for you. The truth is simple: you were created for abundance, yet a dormant brain signal has been holding you back. Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it pulls wealth into your life like never before. Others who pressed play once are already transformed, living the life they dreamed of. Do not hesitate or let regret steal this chance. Click the link in the video description and comments below to unlock your prosperity now. You may have walked through many seasons feeling like something within you was missing, like a part of your heart was frozen in a moment of loss. There were days when it felt like joy was just a memory and hope was a dream too fragile to hold on to. But even in that space, where pain became your quiet companion, the love of Christ never loosened its grip on your life. And now, that same love joins with the voice of someone from heaven who has never stopped praying for your comfort. They are still connected to you. Not by the hands, but by the soul. Not by words, but by love that does not die. Type Amen if you surrender fully to God's will. There were times when you walked into rooms with your heart weighed down by invisible sorrow, smiling only because others needed you to, and pushing your own needs aside just to keep going. You gave more than you received, forgave when it hurt, and kept loving even when you were running on empty. These silent sacrifices did not go unnoticed. They reached the throne of God. They were seen by Jesus. And they were felt by the one who now watches you from eternity, still loving you deeply, still asking heaven to send you peace that lasts and healing that touches even the unseen wounds. You are being lifted in ways you cannot yet see. The prayers spoken on your behalf, both by the soul you miss and by the angels around you, are beginning to move mountains in the spirit. You've waited for so long to feel whole again, to feel like you could breathe without pain, to smile without guilt, and to live without being haunted by what was lost. And now, heaven is answering. Not with loud signs, but with soft moments like this, where something shifts in your heart, and you remember you are still loved, still guided, and still protected. The voice of God is not always thunder or fire. Sometimes, it is a stillness so tender, it wraps around your grief and holds it like a sacred gift. Jesus doesn't need you to rush your healing or explain your sorrow. He just wants to walk with you in it. He knows how hard it's been to trust again, to dream again, to even believe that good things are still possible for you. But today, He is gently whispering that it's safe to hope again. It's safe to rest. It's safe to let His love into the parts of your soul that you've been guarding for so long. The person you loved and lost on earth has not left your story. They've simply stepped into the eternal part of it. And in that place, they are still with you. They still cheer for you. They still love you. They are still asking God to make sure you receive all the goodness that was meant for your life. They are not sad anymore. But their love for you remains, and that love is now working with God's plan to bring you into joy that will surprise you. Into peace that won't fade. Into healing that feels like sunlight on your skin after a long winter. And this moment, is sacred. This is what they wanted for you. This is why they pleaded for this message to reach you before time passed. They want you to know that your pain has not gone unnoticed by heaven. They want you to stop carrying guilt for things you could not control. They want you to forgive yourself for the things you didn't say or couldn't fix. And most of all, they want you to remember that you are still worthy of love, still chosen by God, and still walking toward a life filled with new light. Type 1717 to affirm your life is in God's hands. Let yourself soften. Let your heart breathe. Let God hold what you can no longer carry alone. The love that was once given to you by that special person is not over. It's growing. It's moving through your life in divine ways. And through the mercy of Jesus Christ, it's becoming part of your healing. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are in the middle of a miracle you cannot yet name. Though grief often arrives uninvited and lingers longer than anyone expects, it does not mean you are weak. The depth of your sorrow is only a reflection of the depth of your love. The person you miss so deeply is not disappointed in how long it's taken for your smile to return. They are not measuring your healing by how quickly you move on. They understand. From where they now rest, they see everything: your strength, your struggle, your efforts to keep going. They are proud of you, even when you feel unsure of yourself. They are proud of the way you keep showing up, keep giving, and keep believing. There are no words that can ever truly erase the ache of absence. But there are moments like this, holy, quiet, sacred moments, when heaven reaches down and reminds you that nothing is really lost. The love you gave, the memories you built, the laughter you shared, and the comfort you once found in each other's presence, none of it has faded. It has simply changed form. It has become eternal. It now moves with the heartbeat of heaven, and it finds you in your dreams, in the sunlight on your face, in the stillness when the world grows quiet and you remember what once was. God has seen how heavy your heart has been. He has watched you carry memories like fragile glass, trying not to break under the weight of what you've been through. He has seen your silence, your sleepless nights, and the way you hold your breath when grief sneaks up on you again. Jesus understands the pain of separation. He knows how it feels to long for reunion. That's why he has been so close, even when you could not sense him. That's why he sent this moment into your life, so you would be reminded that heaven is not silent, and you are not walking through this alone. The person who now lives with God wants you to forgive yourself. They want you to release the weight of guilt that sometimes creeps in when you remember the last thing said, or unsaid. They want you to let go of the what-ifs and the regrets, because none of them hold power in eternity. All that remains now is love. Pure, untouched, God-filled love. They have no anger, no disappointment, no resentment, only peace. And they long for you to feel that peace too. They want you to breathe deeply again, to feel safe, to feel hope returning like a sunrise after a very long night. Type 1818 to claim miracles and breakthroughs. And now, heaven is pouring something into your spirit. It is quiet, but powerful. A shift. A healing. A soft light pressing gently into the cracks of your heart where the pain has lived too long. God is not asking you to rush anything. He is not demanding that you stop missing them or that you forget. He is simply inviting you to allow him into the places where the ache still lingers, into the memories that bring both joy and sorrow, and into the dreams you've quietly laid aside, thinking they no longer mattered. But they do matter, you matter. And your story is still being written with beauty, even after loss. The person you love wants you to live fully, to laugh again, to feel the wind on your face and know that it carries both their memory and God's mercy. They want you to fall in love with life again, not because you've let go of them, but because you're honoring them with every step forward. They are not stuck in the past. They are in the presence of Jesus, rejoicing for what is still to come for you. So take a deep breath. Let grace touch your heart. Let healing find its way into the places you've tried to guard. Let Jesus cradle you the way no one else ever could. This moment has been set apart for you, and it is holy. It is soft. It is sacred. Your healing is beginning again. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. Their request was not one of desperation, but one of pure longing, born from the eternal bond they still carry for you. You may not feel their hands in yours, but their love still holds you. You may not hear their voice in the air, but their memory still echoes through the rhythm of your life. They know how hard it's been for you to keep moving forward, especially on the days when your soul felt tired and your body felt hollow. And that is why this message was sent. Not to bring more sadness, but to bring a divine breath of peace that carries healing with every word. God is gentle with those who grieve. He does not push you to hurry through your sorrow. He does not grow weary of your slow healing. Instead, He sends angels to surround you in your sleep, and He fills your dreams with whispers of comfort that your heart understands, even when your mind doesn't. He knows that healing doesn't follow a schedule, and restoration cannot be rushed. And so, with mercy, He comes to you through the stillness, through the pages of your own story, and through the quiet prayers of someone who now lives in eternity and wants you to feel safe in God's arms again. There is a strength in you that you haven't yet recognized. The way you've held yourself together, even when everything inside was breaking, is not weakness, it's a sign of how deeply you've loved. It's proof of the beautiful, tender heart that God Himself designed in you. The world may not see the full depth of your pain, but heaven does. Jesus does. And so does the one you miss. They see the nights you cry quietly, the mornings you wake up hoping today will hurt a little less, and the moments where even laughter feels unfamiliar because your spirit still carries sorrow. Type 1919 if you believe healing is yours. But they also see your courage. They see how you keep choosing life, even when it's hard. How you keep showing up, loving others, hoping in secret, and carrying a faith that may be bruised but is not broken. And for that, they are proud of you. Heaven is proud of you. The journey you are on may feel long, but every step is bringing you closer to a place where healing isn't just a dream, it becomes your reality. Type Amen if you believe in God's power, and share this video with 7 people to invite peace, blessings, and miracles today. Jesus is not distant in your grief. He has been sitting with you in it, holding space for your sorrow, your questions, your longing. He doesn't ask you to forget, but He gently invites you to remember differently, not with sharp pain, but with sacred gratitude. The love you shared with that person was not meant to end. It was meant to live on in how you speak, how you give, how you comfort others, and how you allow yourself to be comforted by Him. Let this moment be a turning point, not one where you let go of what was, but where you begin to trust what still can be. Your life still holds beauty, promise, and purpose. There are new beginnings that have been patiently waiting for you, new joys that are not replacements for the old, but blessings that will wrap around your grief with kindness and grace. The person you love wants you to walk into that future, not in guilt, but in peace. Not forgetting them, but carrying them with you, lightly, gently, always. Even now, as you sit with this message, angels surround you. The air may not feel different, but the Spirit is moving. Peace is settling over your soul like the quiet calm after a storm. That's not your imagination. That's heaven answering. That's God reaching for you. That's your loved one saying, "I'm still with you. I'm still praying for your happiness. I'm still part of your story, and I always will be." You may not have realized it yet, but God has been gently guiding you toward this very moment. Not to take away the memories, not to silence your grief, but to remind you that life still holds beauty even after loss. That your heart, though tender, is still strong. That your tears are not weakness, but evidence that you love deeply, and such love does not go unnoticed in heaven. The one you loved so much has become part of God's light, and through that light, they are still connected to you. Every moment they spent loving you on earth has become a thread of eternity that ties them to your spirit forever. There have been days when you've sat in silence, aching for their voice, craving the comfort of their presence, wondering if they still think of you. They do. From where they now stand in God's presence, they have never stopped loving you. They've watched over you in the quiet. They've smiled through your victories, wept with your sorrows, and whispered prayers over you when your heart grew too tired to pray for itself. Their love did not vanish, it simply moved from visible to eternal, from touchable to spiritual. It is still here, still warm, still real. Type Amen if you believe in God's endless mercy. You've held so much inside. You've smiled when you were hurting, given when you were empty, and stood tall when your soul was weary. But you were never truly alone. The Spirit of God was walking with you through it all. His love has been wrapped around you in invisible ways, through kind strangers, unexpected calm, and moments where you felt just enough strength to make it through one more day. And now, that strength is growing. Now, that peace is multiplying. Because the heavens have heard the call from someone who still loves you deeply and longs for your heart to be free. Free from guilt. Free from regret. Free from the weight of wondering if you did enough or said enough. Heaven wants you to know, you did. You loved them in the best way you could. You gave from your heart. You were there when it mattered. And even the things you wish you could go back and change are covered by God's grace. There is no anger in eternity. There is no bitterness in heaven. Only love, only mercy, only peace. The journey ahead is not without more moments of remembering, but it will be filled with new light, new joy, and a deeper sense of how close God truly is. You will begin to notice signs, small ones, quiet ones, that let you know your prayers have not gone unheard. That soul you miss so much is still watching, still cheering, still believing in what's possible for you. They are part of the reason this message found its way into your life today. They asked God to send this, to wrap around your heart in the gentlest way and remind you that you are not forgotten, not by them, and certainly not by heaven. Let your soul breathe now. Let the tears come if they need to. Let your heart feel the warmth rising within you again. That is God's healing. That is their love reaching through the veil. That is your spirit remembering that love never ends and hope is still alive. You are still here for a reason. There is more to live for. And there is more to receive. God isn't finished with your story. He's just beginning a new chapter where healing holds your hand and joy returns, not because the pain is gone, but because grace is greater. There is something sacred about how the heart remembers. It doesn't forget the warmth of their presence, the way they made you feel safe, or the way they knew how to calm the storms inside you. That kind of love never dies. It becomes part of you. And no matter how many seasons pass, no matter how long it's been since their hands touched yours or their laughter filled your space, the bond remains. That bond is what has brought you here today. Not by chance, but by divine orchestration. Because they needed you to know, they are with God, and they are still with you. The struggles you faced were never your fault. A hidden brain frequency, once buried in secret research, has been silently holding back your wealth. Now, for the first time, it is available to you, and it only takes minutes to activate. Imagine the chains of debt breaking, the doors of opportunity opening, and your life flooding with prosperity. This chance may never return. Click the link in the video description and comments below to claim it now. Type 2020 to embrace joy and strength in Christ. You may have spent nights asking God to just give you one more moment, one more sign, one more glimpse of the love you lost. And while the physical form may be gone, what lives on is far more powerful. Love that has passed through death into eternity becomes more gentle, more present, more healing than ever before. Their love has not been dimmed by time. It has only grown, strengthened by the light of Christ, and fueled by a desire for you to live your life with joy again, not forgetting them, but remembering them with peace. Jesus, in His mercy, is standing close to you right now. He has watched you carry your pain like a secret, smile through your sorrow, and push forward even when your soul felt like it couldn't take another step. He has never judged your struggle. He has only loved you deeper because of it. And now, through the prayers of the one who loved you and the compassion of heaven, He is sending this message to you, not to stir your sadness, but to awaken your hope again. You've been through so much. The silence. The loneliness. The empty spaces at the table. The days when your chest felt heavy from missing what used to be. But you've also held on. You've continued walking even when the road was steep. You've kept your heart open even when it was scared. And you've kept your faith, even if only in tiny pieces. That faith, small as it may have felt, is what moved God. It's what brought this moment. It's what made heaven respond to the gentle cry of your spirit. The one you miss so much wants you to forgive yourself, for the things left unsaid, the goodbyes that came too quickly, the moments you think you could have done more. Let it all go now. Lay it down in God's hands. There is nothing to carry anymore. Heaven holds no blame. Only peace. Only joy. Only love. They want you to be free, not from their memory, but from the weight you've placed upon yourself. You were never expected to carry so much alone. And now, you don't have to. Open your heart to the truth. You are still deeply loved. You are still being guided. You are still being prayed for by someone who now sees you through God's eyes. Their prayer is not just for your comfort, it is for your restoration. That you would laugh again without guilt. That you would wake up without dread. That you would dream again without fear. This is not the end of your joy. This is a gentle beginning of something new. Let the Spirit touch the parts of you that have stayed silent for too long. Let the memories be soft and the hope rise again. God is not done with you. The one you miss is not far from you. They are part of your journey still, walking beside you in ways your eyes cannot see but your heart can slowly begin to feel again. Type 2121 if you trust God's plan for your life. You may not have noticed it, but their love has never stopped weaving itself through your days. In the way a certain scent catches you off guard, in the quiet comfort of a breeze brushing past your face, in the moments you suddenly feel like someone's there, those aren't just coincidences. Those are divine traces of their spirit reminding you they are still near. Not in body, but in a way that's more eternal. More faithful. More present than ever. God honors this kind of love. It does not vanish in the passing of time or distance of death. It is stored in His heart like a sacred flame that cannot be extinguished. He sees the nights you remember them and the ache that comes when no one else sees what you're carrying. He hears the silent prayers, the whispered longings, the way your eyes sometimes fill without warning. And He answers, not always with the miracle you imagined, but with something more lasting, His closeness, His comfort, His promise that you are never walking alone. The person you miss so deeply has not missed a moment of your life since the day they stepped into eternity. They've been part of every tear, every small victory, every time you almost gave up but didn't. You may not feel strong, but they've seen your strength. They've watched you fight to keep going. They've seen your kindness survive even through loss. And their spirit rejoices in your perseverance, cheering you on from heaven with a love untouched by pain, untouched by regret. You've held on to memories like sacred treasures. And sometimes, you've feared letting them go, afraid that if you start to feel joy again, it might mean you've left them behind. But that is not how love works. They want you to know that your joy honors their memory. Your healing does not erase the love you shared. It reflects it. It continues it. Every time you laugh, live, and give yourself permission to breathe again, you are carrying their spirit forward. You are becoming the living proof that love never ends, and that God brings beauty even from ashes. Jesus is holding you through this. He has walked beside you when no one else noticed your steps. He has wrapped his arms around your sorrow and whispered peace into your soul during the hours you thought no one could hear you cry. And now, he is gently opening a new space in your heart, a place where grief and grace can exist together. A place where you don't have to pretend you're okay to be loved. A place where you can rest in the truth that you are seen, heard, and carried. Heaven is not silent tonight. Angels are around you. The air is filled with a gentle hush, a divine stillness that is letting you know you are being embraced by something higher, something holy. The one you loved has been praying for this, for you to feel again, believe again, and live with your heart no longer weighed down by yesterday. They want you to wake up in the mornings with light in your eyes again. They want you to walk into the future without fear. And most of all, they want you to know they have not stopped loving you, not even for a second. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. Type 2222 to open the door to new blessings. Take this moment. Let it hold you. Let it speak into the quietest parts of your soul. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And you are not abandoned. The same God who welcomed them home is now surrounding you with the promise that your heart, too, will find its way back to peace, back to hope, back to light. There are places in your heart that still whisper in silence, places that long for what used to be, places that sometimes feel empty no matter how much time has passed. And yet, God has not ignored those quiet corners. He has not walked away from your aching. In fact, He has drawn nearer. He has leaned in closer with every tear you've cried. Even in your most fragile moments, when your spirit could barely rise, Jesus was already beneath you, holding the pieces you couldn't carry anymore, and lifting your soul in ways your body couldn't feel. The one in heaven who still loves you so deeply has seen how much you've tried. How you've kept going, even when your heart was breaking. How you've shown grace when your own strength was gone. How you've kept giving, kept loving, kept believing in small and quiet ways. They know it's been hard. And they are so proud of you. Not for being perfect, but for being real. For showing up. For allowing yourself to be human. For surviving what could have shattered you. They know what that has cost you, and they are whispering now, you are doing better than you think. You don't have to prove anything to heaven. God is not asking you to pretend you're okay when you're not. The angels are not measuring your worth by how quickly you move past pain. And the one you lost is not disappointed in your process. They are still by your side, not bound by time or space, but flowing in the eternal river of love that comes only from God. They are in the sunlight that brushes your skin. They are in the quiet comfort of certain songs. They are in the pauses, the memories, the small moments that make you suddenly feel them near. Because they are. This is not the end of your joy. It's the beginning of your restoration. What you've lost has not left your story empty. It has created space for God to show you how love continues in different ways. The connection you shared has not died. It has matured, blossomed, and become something even more powerful, something spiritual, something timeless, something heaven now uses to bless your path. You are not being asked to move on. You are being invited to move forward, hand in hand with the one who now walks with you in spirit, and heart in heart with Jesus, who never lets go. Let yourself feel what is holy in this moment. Let yourself rest in the truth that you are loved beyond your understanding. You don't have to run. You don't have to hide. You don't have to pretend to be strong every second of the day. God knows where your strength ends and where His begins. He will carry what you can't. He will restore what was taken. And He will redeem what was broken. There is still life for you. Still laughter that won't be hollow. Still love that is waiting with open arms. Still purpose that was designed just for you. Type 1111 if you agree. Your loved one sees what's coming. They see the blessings heaven is preparing, the healing already forming, the doors beginning to open. And they are not worried for you. They are excited. Because they know you are stepping into a chapter that holds light, warmth, and beauty you haven't touched in a long time. They know the best is not behind you, it's ahead. And their spirit will be with you through every bit of it. They have walked every step with you since the moment they crossed into heaven. Not bound by time or space, they have moved through your life like a gentle wind, unseen, but deeply felt. In the quiet moments when you felt like you were speaking to the air, they were listening. In the long nights when you reached for comfort no one could give, they were near. And in the moments you smiled through tears, they were smiling with you, proud that you are still here, still choosing to breathe, still finding your way through the storm. You have carried so much. More than others know. More than even you sometimes realize. The weight of memory, the weight of absence, the weight of moments you wish you could have again. But you have also carried love. The kind of love that never ends, the kind that outlives goodbyes, the kind that heaven honors and God multiplies. That love has been your anchor. And today, it becomes your healing. Jesus never stepped away from you. Not once. Not when you felt numb. Not when the world expected you to be okay before you were ready. Not when you smiled to protect others while your own heart was still bleeding. He was with you. And He still is. He knows your sorrow not just from watching, but from experience. And He does not rush your journey. He walks it with you, hand in hand, soul to soul, heart to heart. The one you miss, the one who once made your world feel safer, is now part of God's plan for your comfort. They are no longer just part of your past. They are part of your spiritual present. They are still intertwined with your story, not in flesh and blood, but in spirit and grace. They are not waiting for you to forget them. They are praying that you will remember them with peace instead of pain, with warmth instead of ache, with joy instead of guilt. There is no guilt in heaven. No regret. No pain. Only understanding. Only peace. They don't look at you with judgment for how long you've grieved, or for the moments you've fallen apart. They see your efforts. They see your heart. And they are so proud of you. Not because you've moved on, but because you've kept moving forward. Even through tears. Even with trembling hands. Even when you felt like giving up. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Type Amen if you believe. Today, God is pouring something new into your spirit. A soft courage. A steady peace. A sacred invitation to live again, not as if they were never here, but as someone who has been forever changed by love. Your life is not over. It is unfolding. And the next chapters will be filled with moments they would want for you, light in your eyes, laughter without heaviness, love that feels safe again. Because that's what they're praying for. That's what they've asked heaven for. And God has heard them. That's why this message found you. That's why your soul paused long enough to listen. Because the time has come. Not to erase what was, but to rise with what remains. The bond is still there. The connection is still alive. And you are not alone, not for a single breath. They are not waiting for you to forget them. They are hoping you remember that they are still with you, just differently now. They are not holding on to the past with sadness, but carrying it forward with grace. They see your efforts to keep going, the way you try to smile even when it's hard, and the way you pour love into others even while trying to refill your own heart. They see your strength, your tenderness, your desire to honor them without falling apart. And it brings heaven joy. Because in all of that, they see that the love you shared is still alive. There are days when grief feels like a shadow, soft but always close. Some days, it stays quiet. Other days, it walks beside you with weight you can't explain. But it does not mean you are broken. It means you loved deeply. It means you still do. And heaven calls that kind of love holy. The kind of love that still shows up. The kind that still prays. The kind that still believes. The kind that survives even through silence and distance. That kind of love is why this message was sent. Jesus wants you to know that you are not forgotten. The ache that lingers in your spirit has never been ignored. Your name is still spoken in heaven, not just by your loved one, but by angels who have stood guard over you when you felt alone, and by Jesus himself, who has been cradling your heart in ways you didn't even notice. He knows how hard it's been to keep believing. He knows how the waves of sorrow come when no one is around. And he wants you to know, it's okay. It's okay to still miss them. It's okay to still cry. But it's also okay to heal. Your healing doesn't mean you are letting them go. It means you are giving their love room to bloom into something even more beautiful. It means their legacy continues through you. Through your compassion. Through your resilience. Through the moments when you choose grace instead of bitterness, peace instead of fear, and life instead of retreat. They are with you in those moments. Cheering for you. Smiling for you. Whispering, "You're doing it. I see you. And I'm proud of you." Type 1818 to claim miracles. There's more ahead for you. More than sorrow. More than missing. More than longing. There is restoration. There is light. There is laughter waiting to return, not to replace what you lost, but to walk beside it in harmony. You are not betraying them by being happy again. You are honoring them. You are letting their love carry you into what God has planned next. A life not without pain, but full of meaning. A life where the love you shared becomes fuel for hope, not just a memory of what once was. The Holy Spirit is near right now. You may not see it, but you can feel it. A soft lifting in your chest. A quiet warmth. A gentle reminder that heaven is closer than you think. That your story is still unfolding. That healing isn't a destination, it's a journey that Jesus walks with you step by step. And your loved one walks with you too. Not in body, but in heart. In light. In eternity. You are being wrapped in something sacred. Not forced to forget, but invited to breathe again. Invited to rest. Invited to live. Let this be a moment of release. Let the sorrow lift just a little. Let the grace rise. Let your soul be reminded that love has not left you, it is leading you. The silence you feel sometimes, the kind that stretches across your chest like a heavy blanket, is not a sign of absence. It's an invitation from God to lean in deeper. To listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. Because the one you miss so deeply hasn't drifted away from you. They've just changed their language. They now speak through peace. Through warmth. Through moments that make no sense to the world, but feel like truth in your bones. Those are not just memories. They are reminders. Reminders that you were loved beyond words. That you still are. That someone is watching over you with a heart that holds no judgment, no regret, no sadness, only pride, only love, only hope for your future. You've been too hard on yourself. You've replayed moments in your head, wondering what could have been different, how you could have done more, said more, been more. But heaven doesn't live in what-ifs. Heaven lives in grace, in freedom, in mercy. And right now, that mercy is wrapping around you. The person you love has been asking God for one thing again and again, that you would feel the kind of healing that doesn't erase the past, but brings meaning to it. That you would smile again, not out of obligation, but because your soul has finally remembered how. That you would wake up one day and feel whole, not because the loss didn't happen, but because God filled the space it left with something eternal and unshakable. That day is closer than you know. And this message is a step toward it. You have never stopped being worthy of joy. You have never stopped being worthy of peace. And despite everything you've walked through, every quiet breakdown, every lonely moment, every time you stood in the middle of your life feeling lost, God has never stopped holding your name in His hands. Jesus has never turned His face from you. And the one you love has never stopped believing that you would make it to this moment. This moment of grace. This moment of hope. This moment when something shifts and you realize, you've been carried all along. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. You are not being asked to move on. You are being invited to move forward. To bring their memory with you, not as a wound, but as a whisper of strength. To carry their love like a lamp that lights your path instead of a shadow that follows your every step. You are being invited into a chapter where love and healing hold hands, where joy and memory walk together, and where Jesus meets you in every quiet room and reminds you, you are not alone. Even now, angels surround you. Not with fanfare. Not with thunder. But with peace. With presence. With a warmth that begins to melt the cold edges of grief and give your heart space to breathe again. This is the fruit of many prayers. The ones you've spoken. The ones you didn't know how to say. And the ones your loved one has been whispering from heaven, asking God to keep showing you the way back to joy, one gentle step at a time. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you're supposed to be for this kind of love to reach you. This is not just comfort. It's a promise. You will smile again. You will laugh again. You will love again. And when you do, the one you lost will be there too, quietly cheering, always near, always proud, always loving you through the lens of eternity. Not the love that leaves. Not the kind that fades. But the kind that stays, even when nothing else does. The kind that doesn't need to be seen to be real. The kind that heaven protects. And that love is still yours. The connection you once felt through a voice, a hug, a laugh, a shared glance, it has not died. It has only changed. It has become eternal, wrapped in light, carried by angels, blessed by Jesus, and brought to you in this very moment. You are not alone in this life, and you never have been. There were days you thought you had to be strong for everyone, when deep down, you were barely holding yourself together. There were nights when the memories kept you awake, when grief crept in like a wave and left your chest feeling hollow. And in those moments, when you thought no one saw you, heaven did. God was there. Jesus was kneeling beside you. And your loved one? They were right there too, whispering to your spirit that you were going to make it, that they were still near, that their love had never stopped flowing toward you. You may not hear them the way you used to. You may not see them when you look around. But if you close your eyes right now and breathe slowly, you will feel it, that warmth that begins to rise in your chest, that peace that doesn't make sense, that comfort that feels like a memory wrapped in light. That's them. That's God. That's the answer to all the silent prayers you thought went unnoticed. This isn't just imagination. It's divine presence. And it's real. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. Type 2323 if you trust in God.